What do you think of when you hear the word church? Most people think of a building. Some might think institution, and others might even think corruption or even abuse. But the word church means a gathering of people. If there are no people, there is no church. Well, what kind of people gather here at MCC? Well, we're a people who want to join with Jesus in renewing all things. We believe God is working in Miranda and in the Shire, in all of the suburbs that surround us, in our homes and in our lives. What kind of people are those who join with Jesus? Well, they're people like Zach, who all his life ripped off his mates, but then threw a generous party and gave his money away because he met Jesus. It looks like Peter's mother-in-law, who, after recovering from a fever, served other people with joy. It looks like a woman who'd gone through a string of failed relationships, but then wanted her whole community to know Jesus, who knew every single thing about her and yet loved her unconditionally. It looks like the intellectual who struggles with the concept there could be a life after death. And if Jesus came back from the dead, what does that mean for life right now? It looks like taking a meal around to someone who's in need. It looks like having the power to forgive your abuser and pursue justice and reconciliation. It looks like reading the Bible and having your life changed because God is changing you. That's the kind of people that make up MCC. We're not good works people, we're good news people. And the good news is that Jesus has come and has changed us, and he wants for us to join him in changing the rest of the world. What does it look like for you, perhaps? Well, this is a place where we want people to come who are hurting and who find healing, where the lonely can find a family, where the weary can find rest and the cynical can find hope. It's where an addict can discover freedom and the anxious, they find peace. And for those who are sorrowing, they can return to joy, because God is great and he is glorious, he is good, and he is above all gracious. He loves people. And we want to be a church that loves God and loves people. And so we ask, come and join us. Come and be a part of this people. We're not perfect, we're on the way, but we want to do what God has for us all around us. And we invite you to join in the adventure. Come to MCC.
Hey guys! So, as most people know, MCC has become a huge part of my spiritual family. I didn't grow up in a Christian family like most of my friends did. I have an incredible family, but as a teenager, I wanted to know God. So basically, one day working at a cafe, I met some churchies and they invited me to come check out a service. And basically, all I can say is that since then I've been hooked. They've completely introduced me to a new love, a new light in my life, and I see our church as having this huge potential to invite even more people who are yet to know God into our family. Especially as someone who has come to loving working with kids on a Friday night, especially, it would be amazing to see us have a new space for those kids and their parents to connect with MCC just like I have. It honestly would be awesome.
Hi church, I just want to thank you for your warmth and your openness and generosity towards Jeremy and I since we've arrived in February. We've just felt such an openness and generosity towards us. We're really excited about what God is going to do through our local church community in the wider church community moving forward.
And this vision to renew and refurbish our facilities, not just for ourselves, but for visitors, guests, and future generations, we both find to be inspirational and aspirational. And Beth and I are looking forward to partnering with you in this wonderful project.
Hi, I'm Carolyn and I'm married to Ken. When my family moved to Miranda, we were in walking distance from the church, so that became our church.
My story's a little bit different. I was actually born also in walking distance to the church, but my family already were going to the church. So around about 82 years ago, they took me along as well. And from there on, I've been in MCC all my life. Through our many years at MCC, we've seen some great ministries. This church has always been a very friendly, warm, welcoming church, and we want to see this continue. The work amongst the women and the children throughout my whole life, which is quite a lengthy one, has always been exemplary.
MCC has been a good place for women to come and worship together, and over the years we've changed things so that our women's ministry has a few different formats.
Always the focus has been on presenting the gospel and being good to people and welcoming people into our church. I think the church should move with the change, but maintaining the focus of the gospel all the time, not change for change's sake, but change where we can see it will welcome people into our church in a much more friendly manner all the time. People love to feel welcome, and I feel that if our church has a welcoming atmosphere, an environment and the people involved, it will really encourage more people to come along. Not just to come to church, but to come to know Jesus as their Lord and Saviour.
We just need to love them all, don't we? Love everybody who comes in the door.